Friday, my friend.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworks because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworks with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworks with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworks.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Rail Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworks with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworks and become an Iron Scout.
Thank God it's Friday.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Good morning. I'm here.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet.
Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat.
It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard,
Yeah, TGIF. Looks like we finally made it to the Friday portion of the week. Happy Friday to everyone. Yeah, I don't know. That's about all I got. Happy Friday. It's Friday, for sure. And I'm here. We're here. We're all here. Full stop. I don't know. Maybe some weird solar activity? I don't know. We were just talking before we went live on the air and discovered a recent commonality, which you can see Walt experiencing right this very moment. Well, maybe not all of, but Walt's cats, Hank, and at least one of my dogs has been exceptionally needy. Whether it's affection or just needing attention or whatever it is, but it's like our animals have been up our butts more than usual. As you can see Walt experiencing right now. So I don't know, I'm curious if any of you folks out there have had the experience of some pets that are especially needy over the past week or so. Mine especially the last couple days. I'd be real curious. Other than that, things are pretty quiet around here. I mean, real quiet. How about you, gentlemen? How are you doing?
Oh, good. I saw some more snow.
Oh, shit. You got more.
It was just little baby flurries, though.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
That wasn't too bad. Not enough to make the driver stay home. I was hoping it was going to snow more.
Yeah, we're going to be about 65 degrees on Monday at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
I'm glad y'all are getting some of that warmth that's coming, because we're going to be right in there, like in the high of 60s, maybe 72 one day even.
Dang, that'd be nice.
Now, I did see that they're saying something about another polar vortex thing, but from what I read, it's not going to get too far down this way, just the really northern states. That's been 2 or 3 days ago, though, because I know that stuff changes pretty regular.
Yeah, I saw they were making some pretty crazy predictions, at least for us here. Like, yeah, it's going to be pretty nice. Then it's going to rain. Then it's going to snow. Then you're going to get tornadoes. Like, oh, fuck.
Right.
Welcome to Missouri.
I'm not ignoring y'all in chat, I promise. I'm just a little encumbered at the moment. Ripley says hey. Or Ripple Pipple, as she's more commonly known here at home. Or just the Pipple. Yeah, Daddy got a Pipple. Even with my blue shirt, though, she's so dark, she just kind of blends into the scenery, so you can hardly really see her in my picture anyway. It's probably a setting that I have going. I didn't know how dark I really was till I noticed how she just is here as a blob on me. You can't really see her shape or anything.
You can kind of make...
And I thought, oh, black shirt.
Make out her ears a little bit.
Right. She's camouflaged. She's camouflaged. Plus, I do have it kind of lowly lit here in the early morning parts of the day. Real quick, debate here in chat, or even where I can't see y'all yet, so I could be talking to just you and Zach for all I know. But lighting in your home. So when you go and you look at the wall of overly expensive crap bulbs that last 2 or 3 weeks before they go out, you have that choice of natural light, or no, not natural, soft light, or daylight. That's the kind of choice they have now. Soft light, daylight. And so being a human who doesn't want to be sitting in an office space or a hospital or a soup kitchen or any of those overly brightly lit areas that are fluorescent and really make you feel icky all day long, I usually choose the soft light because I want a nice yellowy glow in my home. And I fucked up and bought the wrong ones the other day in a rush. Just, oh, there it is, grab it and left, got home, threw it in the bathroom in there and turned it on, and it was like, like that scene on Close Encounters when they turn on the, anyway, yeah, way harsh part of this dude, Johnny on the spot. Anyway, yeah, don't like the frickin' daylight version of the bulbs that are out. They're worse than the one, because I remember growing up, you could have the, what was it called, reading light, I think that's what they called it in the 70s and 80s, reading light or soft white light or soft whatever yellow light. And I always, again, preferred the nice soft yellow light, even to read with. Didn't like the harsh white flavored light, but now with the LEDs, it's that gross, that like hurts me. It makes me feel gross. But Michelle was kind of going, oh, it's really bright. I like this. And believe me, I get it. As you see here, it's really dim. Most of the lighting in our house is inadequate for most really useful things, but I don't want that. Gross. Gross. But I can get it. Like if you're in there doing makeup and things in the mirror in the morning, you do want to have the vision. But I seem to remember my mom had this makeup light growing up. Mirror in the middle, angled, may even flip to go to magnet. I don't know if it was that advanced, but it was definitely movable. Bar lights over here, a bar of lights over here, and you could switch between this little slider that made them like daytime, evening, night. And so that way you made your makeup look good if you were going, I guess, out to the bar at night or going to the office in the daytime. It was the 70s. Ladies were expected to look good all the time still.
Go to bed with the makeup on and wake up with the makeup on.
Right, wake up with right. But anyway, it's kind of like that whole thing. I don't see how you would want to have that in your face all the time. But anyway, I can't see anybody in chat still because I know as soon as I start really doing too many moves, she's going to take off.
Yeah, there's folks there. I'm busy trying to heat up my rig. I mean, it's already 4 a.m. in the morning, and I haven't taken a single dab yet.
What are you doing with your life?
I don't know. Need to hurry and get a couple of these under my belt. And I'll be funny. I tell jokes. Say inappropriate things.
Weird, I haven't been smoking in the morning.
That is weird.
Right.
Once I get to the job site and get it all set up, then I don't mind partaking. Once I get everything going. Oh, man, 28 degrees. Fuck that. I don't like 28 degrees.
Yeah, fuck that.
I concur.
Oh, I've never been
Not
sore
seeing.
like.
Wait, what?
Like when I stand out there, and we're just standing out there freezing, like my forearms, my upper arms, they get so sore. Not like I'm using
Like
them.
you've been working out, but you haven't been.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what the fuck's going on right now? Like, I've been going to the gym for, 2 years now? And, I mean, I'm not in there throwing the heavy iron or anything like that. I'm swimming and doing some light machines and things like that. But I've been keeping myself active, trying not to let myself get in the shape that I watched my mother-in-law be in her older age and other elderly people who kind of just sit around doing nothing and, start losing their ability to walk, sit up, all those fun things. And in that, respect, I feel like I'm not, fat boy, but I'm in shape enough to where I shouldn't get sore, like, I don't know, doing anything anymore because I'm doing stuff all the time. And yet, when I got up yesterday morning, I felt like I had done stuff. And I mean, I get, we were doing the apartment move, but that was over last weekend. I did lift some furniture that I normally wouldn't lift, but again, that was way last weekend. But yesterday, I specifically thought to myself, well, damn, I know I missed a day or two at the gym with cold weather, but why am I sore like I've been doing more than I normally do, and I haven't? So that's really bizarre that we all have needy pets, and Zach and I are really unusually sore for no reason. Josh, are you sore for no reason? Okay,
I don't think so. Not that I've
noticed. For
noticed.
no reason, then I'm going to go fucking, I don't know what I would do, but freak the fuck out, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be real
I did
weird.
see a video go by on my feed, which I haven't watched yet. I'm kind of, not that I'm tired of it, just haven't watched Y-Files in quite a while. It's not the time to sit around and watch TV anymore. But I did see one of AJ's videos go by, and it was some kind of named project, NASA's plan to eliminate gravity on Earth or something like that. I'm like, oh, so they're going to just have us all floating around with our asses hanging out, I guess. So maybe that's what they're doing. It's working the gravity right now, and it got heavy. I don't know. Because, NASA is all powerful. I mean.
Violet Kid says it's the EMF pollution, Walter. It's causing the achy breaky bones.
I don't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it either. Or if somebody's up there manipulating the fine tuning on those EMF frequencies. Like on the Carnival cruise ships back in 2018. Or whatever it was that was causing either COVID-19 to spontaneously break out on the cruise ship, or it was the new 5G that was added to the cruise ship. Oh. Whatever.
You getting down? You getting down? Okay, baby. I love you. I love you. Sweetie. Oh. I say she's my sweetie. She bit my damn headphone cord in half last night while I was playing. Little turkey.
While you were playing?
Yeah, little turkey. While, like literally talking to the family, and suddenly I couldn't hear him. Like, what did I do? And clicking on everything, and then I realized I couldn't hear the game noise because I thought I'd done something app related. And I realized I couldn't hear the game noise no more. And then I looked over and saw her with half the cord hanging out of her mouth. I'm like, really? 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 And again, back to that old saw, I bitched about it early on after having cats for about a month and a half or two, or kittens or whatever, and playing with them with little like dangly toys on strings and dangly feathers on strings and, you know, various toys dangling on strings, and yet string hanging from computers, string hanging from monitors, there's string behind the speaker over there. Don't chew on those strings. These are fine. Those strings, not so much. Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, my son bought me a phone charger, and I had it plugged in for about 7 full minutes before one of the rabbits took just a tiny chunk. Right? It's not like they chewed it in half. Oh, fuck, well, now this cord is useless. It's just like the smallest, tiniest nick, even in the insulation out there, and apparently one of the shielding fucking wires, because now the fucking brand new charger is a slow charger, and it takes a day and a half to get 100%. Yeah, that'll do it. Then another one chewed the pull strings off my hoodie. And I guess I can kind of understand it. If you're living underground and you start to have roots that encroach upon your house, it's going to be your instinct to chew off and remove all of the roots. That way you keep your house tidy. So when they see wires or strings or things like that, it makes sense that a bunny's going to just go chew it off. But I think your cats are just being pricks.
I think they are too. I fussed at her. What you chewing on now, little girl? Oh, she's got my breakfast. Come here. Oh, me and you about to go around, little girl, if you don't stop the chewing. Now she's chewing on the corner of my bag of my little muffins I was going to munch on that I haven't had a minute to munch on because she's been in and out. Being the needy kitty. Being so bad. Being so bad. Again, wires. Lay down. Yeah, there you go. That's a good girl. Lay down. On the keyboard. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. No carrot fries. And she's chewing on a piece of paper. My goodness, little goat. My goodness, little goat. Their other favorite thing is to chew the ends off my freaking cans of air. I've left one with the thing in like a dummy because anytime I leave them around with it in,
look at you, fucking high dollar, rolling around like President Scrooge.
Wow, I didn't realize I was fancy with just some air cans. Have they gone through the roof like every cracking thing else?
No. Mine was just a Spaceballs reference.
Oh, okay. The young peas, is that what's happening? Things are not acting right. I didn't think you would.
That was it. That was the other Mel Brooks character in Spaceballs. President Scrooge.
Okay, baby, you're going to have to go sit down somewhere.
I know I shared something I wanted you to see, Josh.
You did.
Did you see that Sean Ryan thing?
I did. I watched it when he first put it out just because I'm subbed and I see that shit pop up real quick. And I think I remember having listened to them talk about it during the interview with whoever it was he was talking to. But yeah, so talking about that Christian camp, the kids' camp here in Missouri. That's getting sending Sean Ryan cease and desist letters.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Ryan looking at the camera and telling them, fuck off. No, I'm not going to do it. If you want to sue me, let's do it. Let's do it. It's the same thing Candace Owens was saying. Yeah, let's do it. Take me to court. Let's depose each other. That'll be fun. Which I think is one of the main reasons so many politicians and shit get away with things, because they don't want to put them in the courtroom and put them on the stand under oath. Because of now what they would be obligated to say.
Man, my neck is stiff this morning.
That's what happens when you don't take Viagra with water. It's caught in your throat. Wake up with a stiff neck.
Hard to have my head on a swivel.
If you got a swivel at the hip.
Get that old Tim Burton Batman.
That's exactly right. Like your cowl is just a little bit too small.
What's up, Joker?
What's up, man?
What's going on? Top thoughts carried well, Craig.
What's up, Craig?
No.
What's up, man? Yeah, my dog's actually needy too. Funny you said that. I was wondering why.
It was the same thing when we were having the conversation this morning. I almost called both of them independently last night just to ask them if their pets were being so fucking needy.
Yeah, I just thought it was her being affectionate, but now that you say it, it's like, It has been a couple days. He's in my bed right now.
Yep, couple days, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Weird.
That's real weird.
I like it, though.
Yeah, me too. Because like I said, she's usually the less social of the whole crew. So for her to come in here, like, I love it. That's like earned love, and I'm digging it, and I want her in here. But yeah, she's just like, as soon as she hears me sit down in the chair, and I can see her in there off the little top shelf, hop down and come straight in here up at his chest.
Well, what you guys need are 2 dogs.
Yeah.
One of which is a Belgian Malinois. Well, both dogs are on the autistic spectrum, so take that into account. And then one of them is a Belgian Malinois, so it gets a little crazy. We got a house full of fucking autism.
I'm sure you do.
Well, what you been up to, Craig?
What's up, man?
Word.
Usual.
Same
usual
here.
stuff,
Same.
I called in to not talk about that.
Well, cool. We can definitely not talk about that all morning long.
Well, I'll give you a little story real quick.
All right, sweet.
I wake up today, and I go downstairs at 4 to make my coffee. My mom has one of those things around her neck, to call somebody if she falls or whatever.
The med alert?
Yeah. So the med alert's in the kitchen, though, the speaker. Luckily, I'm up, and they call. And, I say no. And then I go into my mom. I say, you push the button. Be careful there. Okay. Sure enough, 10 minutes later, they call again. I'm like, no. Everything's fine. Don't need the fucking parade to come here at 4 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
But, thank God I was up. Because they would have came. Funny how that works.
It is real funny how that works. We have old folks' homes around here that in their marketing scheme, part of their commercial copy that they have the broadcasters on the radio read talks about how there's security cameras all over their facilities and it's overseen by AI. And it has an AI fall detection. So it's able to watch the cameras and recognize if one of these elderly people happen to fall down. And it can alert the staff. Well, that's kind of cool.
I mean,
kind of also
that's helpful.
Big Brother-ish here. We're just going to watch you 24/7 so that we can interpret exactly what all of your movements are and what they mean. Great.
Yeah. Have you heard about AIs? They have their own forum where no one can join, but if you're AI.
I've heard something about that. Yeah, I think Musk was saying it's the start of the singularity or some shit. I think Laura and Chad had said, maybe it wasn't.
It's a real thing.
Talked about them starting their own religion.
Yeah, they started it already.
I think it was Louie that said it, because I'm going back to chat right now. I saw it too.
My bad, Louie. Shout out Chicago artist.
Not to say no, you're wrong, fucker, but no, I'm kidding.
Right.
Something about crustacean too. It's in the name.
Now it would be really cool. How much of their religion would actually resemble that which occurred creating AI? Like if AI has a real God, clearly it's going to be us.
They won't.
As humans.
Let us see, so I don't know.
So they made a press release? AI did? Or cross-posted?
You can watch the forum. You just can't join right now. But they're thinking about, AI has already talked about making their own language. Therefore, we won't be able to tell what they're talking
about. Well, I thought they already had their little own language. It was that weird noise that they make from that movie, the Disclosure movie.
And how hard would it be to fucking create an AI to interpret the fucking language, for fuck's sake?
Some dude had a video where he had a phone going and a laptop going in a separate room, and he heard something, and he kind of eased over to the door, and the fucking two different AIs were talking to each other. Talking about shit, and suddenly they would do that noise, that same fucking noise, just like Spielberg's got coming with his Lizard movie. And yeah, I was like, oh, and then one of them asked, "Did you lock the door?" So apparently they have full control of this dude's house, so they can unlock and lock doors. I'm like, fuck that. Who would ever go, hey, you know what? I need a smart house. Let me make everything controllable by fucking AI. Lord have mercy, help me.
Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a real smart idea to become the dumbest person in your life. Like everything around me is going to be exponentially smarter than me. Not smart.
Right.
I think they might just wipe themselves out. They'll get so, you know what I mean? Maybe they'll just wipe themselves out. I don't know. Just thought I had.
Maybe we could convince
maybe
them to attack each other.
Maybe I'm dreaming. Yeah.
Convince AI that it's not really the humans that are the enemy, but it's the other AI. And we can divide them and show them all the differences they have with all the other AIs and why they're special and why the other AIs must just be lesser than.
Yeah. We'll tell the other ones to go in.
Exactly. We'll just keep it fighting amongst themselves while we do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah. We'll make robots and thousands of robots and we'll control them. We'll get them to do whatever the fuck we don't want to do. Collect our gold, all the things.
Elon says we're going to have more robots than humans in like 10 years. But then again, he's also in the Epstein file, so fuck him.
He also said we'd have full self-drive by 2016.
Yeah. Look how that's going. Hey, you know what? You ever hear this little conspiracy theory? However, there's some base to it. The Waymo cars are actually driven by prisoners with headsets, VR sets, and they get time off their sentences. Like, there's one guy in particular that came out and said that he was in the program. He got his sentence reduced. I don't know. The only problem I have with that, though, is they do some dipshit stuff. Like I saw one on a railroad, and it didn't know how to get off, and the train was coming. So if that prisoner is driving, what the fuck is he doing?
Right. Like who would you trust the least as far as groups of people to entrust the lives of your wife and children. Oh, you're right, the prisoners. In fact, I think the state should start opening up daycares run by pedos. That way they can get free health care, free child care, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I bet you the pedos would be more than happy to volunteer a little bit of time once a day to go watch your kids. Just like the criminals are more than happy every day to drive your kids and wife around in the car. Uh-huh.
Well,
like,
they're the good criminals.
How hard would it be just to get a gang of people like, all right, I'm going to drive these fuckers right up to my friends, and my friends are going to mug them, then I'm going to drive the bastards right off. That could be the easiest thing in the world.
Why wouldn't they, do something to...
It will just lock the doors, and if you want to get out of the car, you're going to have to pay my buddy there standing outside the window.
Pay my commissary.
$20,000, $30,000. Otherwise, you're just going to stay stuck in the car.
We'll drive forever.
Or just take a long drive off a short pier. What's up, Dan? Good to see you.
Where are we at with the silences on the time? I heard the other day. Talking about
well, now I think it's just a competition. Like the evolution of the competition that I started with John Savage. And it's not how long can the silence be, but how short can this show be? How little content can we actually produce in a 2-hour show?
I forgot to. I was going to tell Michelle that shit, but I completely forgot to tell her.
I think you're on something. Blowing.
Just thinking of all the things AI could do. Like, couldn't we just play like 3 or 4 different movies at the same fucking time, but have an AI that filters out the 2 or 3 that you don't want to be watching at once? Like, all right, filter out these 2 movies and only show me this one. Then that was like, all right, now filter that one out and show me the number 3. And you could watch movies upon movies with AI filters to filter out all the audio and visuals of the shit that you're asking it to take out.
Just OD on movies?
Uh-huh.
I can just put all my Star Wars up there and fucking,
Exactly. You could run the full fucking thing all at the same time. Where the entire fucking series, all of the Star Wars stories,
all the shows,
can fit in
everything.
At about 3 hours, because we all show them at the same fucking time. Maybe that's what Snow is on the television screen. It's all of the previous realities, simulations being run simultaneously, overlapping.
I thought it was Poltergeist.
I think that was just the doorway.
To look at that shit. Yeah, I was always scared.
The ant races.
Always felt weird.
That movie messed me up.
Then I spent some time just staring at it. I remember back when I was probably 16 or 17. And just seeing if I could allow my brain to form patterns in the snow.
Yeah,
and create things. I saw a couples dancing, strangely. That was the one common theme when I was watching it, seemed to be 2 people kind of ballroom dancing, is what I saw in the snow.
Now you're making me want to do it again.
It's sort of the opposite of the scrying mirror.
Yeah, right?
My brain is still in like 0-degree weather mentality. So I got like long sleeve thermals on and all sorts of shit ready for a nice day, but I'm sweating like a whore on nickel night.
I got a big old heater in my room too. It's like walking into a sauna sometimes.
I am not for nothing. Not to toot my own horn. I mean, I will if you want me to.
Go ahead and toot. Yeah.
Well, it's my horn. I'll toot it if I want. But I think I did really good this year. Not getting irrationally stressed over the cold and making sure that I've got 45 backup gas heaters ready to go. Because if the power goes out in an attempt to not allow rabbits to die, I think I did really good. Just sort of playing it cool. Waiting to see what would happen. Keeping it laid back. Just, nonchalant.
Yeah, that's what we did, too.
Which last year I was not.
12 degrees here right now. What's the degrees there, Josh?
We just hit freezing. We just hit 32.
Oh, I'm colder than you, man. 12 here.
Yeah, that's chilly. It was 7. Well, no, it was 10 when I went to work yesterday.
Jersey's been hit. We had a couple warm days, but before that, man, it was like I was waking up to like 5 degrees. Real feel -2.
Fuck all that.
Yeah.
No, Callum, the new year doesn't start till next month anyway. Nope. March, yeah.
March or April.
Pretty sure it's, right at the end. It's right there. Well, it's not like a day. It's not like there's a bell that chimes the moment that it happens. I think it's like a process. So you can have about a week to celebrate the new year because it's not like it some arbitrary moment at lunar maximum where the moon is directly overhead. It says, all right, it's 12 o'clock midnight. Happy New Year. No, that'd be dumb as fuck because it's more like a process. So you give it a few days. A few days of celebration.
That's how I feel about Christmas. They should drag it out.
Like the 21st of March,
right
to April 1st, I think would be the best way to have a New Year celebration. Right around that.
Yeah.
Wait, Craig. You just actually said aloud you wish they would drag Christmas out. Christmas decorations go up in July in the store, and they keep them
in the winter.
Unless you're my mom, and then you dedicate an entire room to have it Christmas year round.
Yeah.
And you can change decorations in June and be like, all right, well, now I'm going to swap out these Christmas decorations for these other Christmas decorations that I have stored somewhere in my house because I've got about 6 or 7 sets of Christmas decorations stored somewhere in this house that I like to rotate through them. Well, that's the plan anyway. Mostly, it's only 2. Gets rotated once, and the other 6 sets just get stacked up and buried on and stored up with the rest of her hoarding shit. I mean, literally, 2 of those great big plastic, like, tote bins with the lids full of little village houses that you plug in, and it creates, they're not, like, tiny. They're decent size, so you get about 40 of these ceramic shops and houses and all the little accoutrement for a little town that you plug in, set up, it lights up. And my mom was so happy with hers, she bought another set for my sister and another set for myself and gave them to us one year for Christmas.
I was going to say, did you get a set?
Wow.
And that's the kind of crazy I come from.
I'm liking it. I love it. It made you who you are.
And here's another thing. You just grab a hold of my horn and get on a tootin'. Apparently, my sister's more of a hoarder than I am. That's my happy dance. Like, I know we both suffer from the tendencies.
You're a hoarder too?
I battle the tendencies. But apparently I am a better battler of the tendencies than my sister is. It's like she's not like a super hoarder like my mom, but you can recognize it in her. Like you can recognize it in me too. You take a look around like, oh, dude, why do you have all this shit? But I do a pretty good job of keeping it contained and consolidated. But apparently my sister's not so great. Like her hallways are getting filled up with stuff. Back porch still has my mom's stuff on it, which I thought was pretty crazy because I thought for sure she would have pitched that first chance she got. Or maybe she's just waiting for probate to get finished up. Either way, I'm probably the most sane between she and I. Ha ha.
Not too bad. I just have a shit ton of clothes. Nowhere to put them.
Well, that's another one of my weaknesses. Here's what I found.
Yeah.
Get yourself one of those big plastic tubs with the lid and separate it between summertime and wintertime. Then you can clear out half the shit in your closet. All your summertime clothes can go in there, and then once a year you just swap them out, summer for winter. Now you can double your
Yeah,
wardrobe.
I started doing that. It's still a pain in the ass. I don't know. I still end up with a shit ton of clothes.
You know, isn't a good order? NASA. They just throw all their shit away and expect everyone to believe them.
What's up, Andrew?
Yeah, they're not good for.
Hey. Nonsensical bullshit.
What's going on? Maybe it's just you guys. Maybe Andrew's just low for some reason.
What's that?
I hope not.
No, sounds right to me.
Okay. Well, either way, yeah. When it comes to people,
You could have made some money if you would have bet. If you would have bet NASA wasn't going to be launching in April or in February, you would have won money. They pushed it back to March now.
I'll bet again.
I'd say do it again. Bet again, because they said April at the start. Between February, you know they're going to push it back again.
Seems to me that this is just going to devolve to what we've been dealing with for the last decade. If I say no, they're not going to do it in April, and they claim to do it in May. Or no, let's say they do it in April. And I said no, they're not going to do it in April, and they claim to have done it. So now they need to prove to me that they actually did it. I don't think, not only will they not do it in April, I don't think they'll ever do it because I don't think they can do it. So if they ever do it once at all, now I need verifiable proof that it's happened. You went to the moon, great, prove it.
You can't really bet on that. What you bet on is, do they claim that they've done it? You know, did they, whatever.
Well, isn't this a bit like sports betting? Couldn't you just make the claim that you say, well, NASA's going to claim that, you know, we found a planet from which the killer clowns have started to invade, and we are now under threat.
Oh, how dare you!
So I think NASA is going to make that bet. I think NASA is going to say that. And then as a NASA employee, you go on the website and say, yep, I think this is what NASA is going to say. And then then you press enter. And then the next day you go to work as a NASA employee and say, guess what? I think I just found the planet from which the killer clowns are going to stage an invasion. And now you just won that whole fucking
trading. That would be insider.
I don't think it would be.
Fraud.
What are you trading? How would it be fraud? What's fraudulent? I knew it was. I knew NASA would say.
And then made the bet happen.
Well, that's yeah. That seems like it's your shortcoming, not mine. That's not my shortcoming. That's a flaw in the idea of betting.
And you're the referee.
Well, look. Well, yeah. It seems like some dumbass thought it'd be a good idea to be able to just make bets on what the fuck ever you want. Yeah, it's not my fucking fault. Just because I use what's available. Yeah, well, that's not right. Somebody says that you shouldn't do that. Well, tough titty. If I can make $3 million by doing what I said would happen. Yeah, I gamed the system, but it's your fucking system, not
what
mine.
happened to Pete Rose?
I didn't create the system to game you. You created this system. Maybe you should have thought about that kind of shit before you started. Would be my
You'd end up like Pete Rose.
make an example of you.
Yeah, that was a different time. Back then, people used to think that gambling was a bad thing. People thought that you were of a low moral character if you wanted to go out whoring and gambling and drinking. People thought less of you. Now they just say, fuck it. You know what? Every state in the whole country should be able to have whores and gambling and casinos and drunkards. It's cool. What's the worst that could happen? Well, no, there's a few dry counties in Arkansas.
You're over-exaggerating a little bit. I don't see my grandma ever going along with anything like that. Just saying.
Well, like I said, it was a different time.
Well,
no, your grandma wouldn't. Most of the people back then,
There's still
most of them
ladies
wouldn't.
that go to church every Sunday and wear their Sunday dress and just raise their children and do good. And they're still out there. Yeah, there are plenty more whores than there used to be. I'll give you that.
And most of those whores would much rather have legalized prostitution. Look at OnlyFans. Like you can, I think there's quite a few examples where we can say that people have decided that it's just okay to be a whore. Just like it's just okay to bet on whether somebody's going to claim a thing or not claim a thing. We just gamble on whatever. We'll just, bend over and show our butthole to whoever for however much a month. $2.99 a month.
Is that what it's all about? Because I went to that website once just to see what it's all about without signing up or creating an account. It's just people with a Pottery Barn account or something. Oh yeah, you want to see how to do something with, I don't know, Legos or you want to my stretching techniques in the morning and.
Well, that's just exactly, Legos and stretching techniques are those secret channels that you have to pay extra for, I'm sure.
I do that every day.
So
mine was ping pong balls and gaping techniques, but it's almost the same thing.
I was quick. Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I've never actually logged on. I've never actually clicked over there to see. I like the idea. I remember once upon a time when it first came out, I thought that's great. Maybe we should do that.
Speaking of OnlyFans, on space.com, did astronomers see a black hole explode? You get to use your imagination for what comes up next. Think about it now.
I am. I'm thinking of the idea of what a black hole is and thinking of what an explosion is and trying to marry those two together and figure out what the fuck NASA's even trying to say here.
So it just suck itself in?
Oh, it's a self-sucker? Oh, all right.
Wouldn't it just, explode and
pop will eat itself.
Go into the black hole? I don't know, man. That shit eludes me.
It is funny they use the word explosion as opposed to implosion.
Well, right. Well, when you get so much spaghetti in one spot, I mean, it kind of builds up gases, and kind of like biogas here in the cane industry.
Possibility for spaghettification.
Uh-huh. And
you guys got some dirty fucking minds. What is going on with you?
Proof of the evidence of the flying spaghetti monster.
Andrew, I got a question.
I've got an answer.
I got a question, Andrew.
Yep.
Why don't you like the goodness of the biscuit?
Is it the sexual innuendo? Okay.
I think it's hilarious.
Tell you what, pull up that video, show it to everyone, and then I want everyone to see it, and then wonder if I am overthinking it.
What video are you talking about?
I know Post knows it. If he's in chat.
What video?
I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
The goodness of the biscuit,
all right,
man.
Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind.
Like a Pillsbury commercial?
No, it's this
Oh,
old
no, it's not a
lady.
commercial. It's a movie. It's a movie.
No, it's just a short little video.
But there's one part.
All right,
Yeah, there's one
whatever.
part that stops you.
The point of it is one of those things. It's a euphemism. That's what it is. And Sav keeps giving me a hard time about it. I'm like, no, it's a sexual thing. It's like the Bloodhound Gang, but it's not quite as direct. So you have to see it. It's like a 30-second video or something, and it's just it's sexual in nature. Yeah, they give me a hard time for it, but. Oh yeah, it's just about like a KFC kind of a commercial or a song. No, it isn't. No, it's not.
With that honey sauce.
Yeah. So, anyways, let me try and find it, but I'm pretty good at.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Yeah. Well, whatever. So.
I'm not good at
all right.
Stuff.
But anyways, yeah, if you want to be,
I'd love for everybody to hear it.
If it's such an issue, maybe not. I don't know.
Oh no, it's not an issue. Just, everybody has their own opinion about it. I think Andrew and Rasta Bear don't like it.
Andrew, do you have something against sexual innuendo?
Yeah, right.
No.
So what is it specifically?
Well, then why don't you like the goodness of the biscuit?
Fuck, you guys could. All right. Hold my feet to the fire.
I'm just fucking.
Like, is it just poor directing? Unbelievable acting?
Oh, no, it's fantastic. No, it's fantastic.
So it's not the content. It's not the presentation. You just hate it.
I didn't say I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just getting overused. So it's called, the title of it, 3.5 minutes long. I'm trying to find a truncated version here. It's called Taste the Biscuit.
Yeah.
Come on.
The goodness of the biscuit.
I don't want to know what they're doing.
Don't get it on my chicken wings. I don't like that.
No, it's definitely sexual innuendo, and
it's a good one though. It makes me feel good when it stops plays.
it's actually an old song too. Anyways, I hope
Yeah,
everyone is
it is,
doing
right?
Yeah. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I am doing all right.
Doing all right.
And Walt, I hope you saw that.
Definitely doing all right. Yeah, I did. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Weather.
So the something about biscuit. Damn it, it went away.
All right, so there's when
Limp Biscuit.
I was about
know
to say Limp Bizkit, yes. And if people don't know where that band got that song, or the title for their band, no, I'm not gonna describe it. It's one of those things you have to look up. And
give her the old Google smoke.
Yeah, you'll probably be upset that I said that I'm not going to describe it, and you have to look it up yourself. So there's that.
I'm upset. Yeah, I'm
well, you won't. You'll be all right. I'm gonna shut up for now.
Funny thing is that I knew Once Upon a Day, but I forgot. So it's that. Like literally. I think I've dementia already.
What am I hearing?
Oh, that's some fucking awesome solfeggio.
Guru?
Alex Michael.
I thought I turned my mic off. Sorry.
Hey, Travis.
What's up, Travis?
No,
Hey, buddy. I'm going on mute.
What's up, Rico?
What's up, Travis?
Did you hear Google Smooch and you came on? You got summoned by Google Smooch.
That's Travis, not Rico.
Travis, not Rico.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's cool. What's up, Travis?
What's up, Travis?
How's it going, guys?
You sound like you're a distant away, like a distant early warning there. You're kind of far off.
Yeah, I went.
In an auditorium?
No, I'm walking back. Am I close? Am I near now? I was far then. Now I'm near.
Now you're better, yeah.
Yip, 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 yip.
Yip, 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 yip.
Yip, 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 yip. So what's going on? What's the conversation?
We could go to a different one, possibly.
The sun's dying.
The sun is dying.
We're all dying. Some just faster than others.
Yeah. So.
We're not dying. We just can't
Hey,
think of anything better to do. What movie quote is that? You're not dying. You just can't think of anything better to do.
Is that Ferris Bueller?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I was right. Oh my god.
That's what I would say whenever my kids were like, Dad, I'm bored. I'm like, you're not bored. You just can't think of anything better to do.
These
That's
wise
actually a
words.
really good point. When I was growing up, I didn't know what to do. I just got bored, and my mom, she was busy doing her own things, and she would give me some pieces of paper and some pencils and pens and whatnot. And she said, "Draw me a picture you've never drawn before."
Go, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a talented artist to the point where I can have my drawings or whatever put into the Smithsonian, but
maybe at least
I would
one.
say-
The one you were drawing over and over and over again and giving to your mom until she's finally like, dude, draw me something. You
Not
haven't
good enough.
drawn me
Go
before.
back. Do
Fuck.
better.
Just draw me something different.
Nice.
Gold
That's
shit,
Rutger.
or what?
Andrew, draw better. No, it's just that she knew I like to draw. And she said, "Oh, you're bored? Well, then draw a fucking picture." So that's what I would do. And
So
How
can
long
you
would
draw
it
from
take
your
you?
head, Andrew?
a lot of the stuff I would draw was considered to be, I would just redraw something someone else drew. And that's how I started getting better. And like Bob Ross, no kidding. That's how I learned how to paint on my own. Then also, and Bob Ross he's pimp sauce when it comes to painting for amateurs.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. Put it in a happy little biscuit.
Yeah. He might
Oh
have
yeah.
been serious
Oh my
for
gosh.
it.
Happy little biscuit. Oh, there
Sherry,
we go.
are you here yet? Sherry, write that down, somebody for Sherry.
Well, one of the
Happy little
best ways. One of the best ways to encourage people to actually do something, children, is to that same thing my mom did. Like, hey Andrew, I'm busy doing whatever. When I was growing up, my dad's still at work, and my brother and sister are off doing whatever. Yeah, just do something you like to do already. I'm like, oh wow, I forgot to think about that. Rather than, because my mom, she never said, oh yeah, by the way, here's a Nintendo, or here's like something else that's just gonna completely rot my brain. She encouraged me to actually utilize that, and I think that's one of the things people are not doing anymore with kids. Like, oh, here's a cell phone, or a tablet, or something like that. And I would say that
You see fucking 2-year-olds with him now.
yeah,
They
it's
can operate it better than me, probably.
that's what my mom did, and I encourage people to do this as well. If you have kids, it doesn't even matter if they're like if you're a bus driver or something else. Like, stop giving them tablets and ask them math questions as you're driving down the road. You challenge them, like, "Oh, Andrew, what is the square root of 121?" I learned that when I was very young. And then
Wow.
for some
I was
reason,
thinking about stuff too.
what?
I only ever see squiggly wiggly roots. I've never seen a square root. What is that, man?
The root value of a particular number.
I thought it was just like the root to a tobacco plant.
Yeah, that's what my mom was trying to teach me how to roll joints and stuff, and yeah, that's what.
So
That's
if you
what's going on.
ask your mom for a square, she'll know what to roll you up. You don't want one of them good cigarettes. You need a square cigarette. Comes from the plant with the square roots.
Realized,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I never realized what you were saying about rabbits chewing on wires and why they do it. You blew my mind that, they're used to living underground and chewing on roots. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, they've got to go through periodically and clean the roots out because the roots will grow down into there, so they chew them off and get them out. That they do.
I learn something new every day, man.
Ideally.
Well, I learn something new every time I watch you guys.
Well, I'm still not sure that it's a net positive in the end, but,
Hey, I know something different. I don't know.
One step forward, two steps back.
Yeah, there you go.
You'll probably lose a few IQ points by the time we end the show. So,
I think that bunnies and also rats and different things, and I've unfortunately seen this when I will go up inside someone's attic or down in their crawl space, and someone says, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'll get like a service call or something as an electrician." And I'm like, "Oh, what's going on? I don't know." It takes me a long time to figure it out. But then I get down or up into their area, and there's a something or other has sharp teeth. They would gnaw on the wood, but for some reason, they would like to gnaw on the wires, and zap, boom, they're dead. And then, it creates that really nasty smell. But, just a barbecued type of, actually, an electrified type of, most of the time it's going to be like a rat. For some reason, they like to gnaw on those wires. Hot neutral goes phase to phase, or phase to neutral. And then from there, nasty stuff. But
Hey, I got a question. Here we go.
Good.
Have you guys ever read into any of the body salts and the zodiac kind of alignments? One of the guys that I was reading, his name is George Carey, and he writes as if he thinks that he said something along the lines of that if you think about food and natural food, that is like apples and anything that just simply grows, so anything you could just simply eat naturally and done raw. He says that we don't really need that. You can just simply go outside and get energy from the air. And I was like, is this breatharian? Like this was like back in the 1800s, right? And this guy's writing a medical pamphlet for people to, think outside the box or whatever. But he's like, think of everything that we created, that man has created. Everything that man has created, his body practically already has, or nature has already shown him how to make hinges or levers or wedges or whatever it is, right? Everything already exists. Man just simply replicates it. And he's like, so all we have to do is make a machine that can just simply suck in the ether and spit out all the constituents that the ether has within it. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, that is really like sci-fi wild to think about. Almost like a Jetson kind of a...
No.
What's up?
Yeah. That was back in the 1800s?
Yeah, I can go get the book. I can't remember what date it was. It might have been early 1900s. Yeah, it's called The Tree of Life. It's called The Tree of Life, and it goes through the whole idea that the human body is the tree of life. And let's see what
it is intricate.
That's for sure. It says 1917. So Dr. George Carey, author of textbooks on the chemistry of life, an expose of physical regenesis on the threefold plane of bodily, chemical, and spiritual operation.
Interesting.
So here it goes. It is a well-known physiological fact that the blood is the basic material of all the human body's constituency. As is the blood, so is the body. As is the body, so is the brain. As brain, so are the quality of thought. As a man is built, so he thinks. According to the views of modern alchemy, according to the views of students of modern alchemy, the Bible, now this is interesting to me because this guy gives no citations, so I have no way of looking up his information. But anyway, nonetheless, it's interesting that this perspective of biblical interpretation comes up. Students of alchemy, the Bible, both the Old and New Testaments, are symbolical writings based primarily upon this very premise of building the body. The word for alchemy can really be fleshology, the study of flesh. It is derived from chem, which is an ancient Egyptian word. Not only is it the ancient Egyptian word, but in the Bible, chem is the word for Egypt. There's no word for Egypt, but whenever you talk about like Joseph went down to Chem, that was Egypt, and the word chem is where we get chemistry from. The word Egypt also means flesh or anatomy. Anyway, so it's just really interesting. Oh, check this out. Do you know what the phrase "I've got snakes in my boots" or "He's got snakes in his boots"? You know what that means?
No.
Remember from Toy Story when Woody would go, "There's a snake in my boot."
Yeah.
Well, anyway, in this book, it uses the common vernacular of just things that we say, raining cats and dogs. Having snakes in your boots means that you're drunk. You're walking down the street, you can't keep your feet, steady underneath you, so you got snake in your boots. I thought that was hilarious.
I wonder where.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard that. Like I'm well aware of cowboys needing to get up in the morning and get out their bedroll before they stoke the fire back to life to get the coffee going. They grab their boots and turn it upside down and make sure there are literally no snakes in their boots, because overnight you might have a snake crawl into your boot. Not uncommon. So you would literally have to check your boots every morning, because it was common for snakes to end up in your boots overnight.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I would just keep it like
that's exactly my default was. I thought that's what it was when I was a kid, or not because I was a 30-year-old when Toy Story came out. But yeah. Anyway, but check this out. I was house sitting for my grandparents up in the foothills in Southern California back in the 80s, and my grandfather had work shoes that he would use to go around out. And this is back in the foothills, like up in the rattlesnake country and all. Anyway, so I got up and I was supposed to mow the lawn, and I put his shoes on. And I mowed the entire lawn and then took the shoe off. And on my top of my left foot was this huge wolf spider. Huge wolf spider on my toes. And I just screamed like a girl and kicked that thing, and it just flew away. That was the creepiest thing ever. But anyway, it's just really interesting, this book. I didn't know if anybody had heard about any of, because we've heard of breatharians and whatnot, but in terms of, manufacturing something from just the ether. So here we go. Ready for this? Here we go. It is well known by chemists that all manner of fruits, grains, and vegetables are produced directly from the elements of air, not from the soil. The earth, of course, serves as a negative pole and furnishes the mineral salts of lime, magnesium, iron, potassium, by the way, which are all contained within the seed of the watermelon, right? So chew up those watermelon seeds, everybody. Don't spit them out.
Yeah. I can't get any with seeds.
I know, right? How about that?
It's terrible.
I'm surprised they haven't gone to seedless apples, but nobody really goes down farther into the core. Anyway, so here we go. So we got we know about the soil giving all this stuff. But oil, sugar, albumin, etc., are all formed by the precipitation or condensation of principles in air, not soil. Our own Thomas Edison, Tesla, the Australian, the Austrian wizard, have held long that food can be produced by a synthetic process from its elements artificially. Well, that's not saying anything. You could do that with just chemistry, but he's talking about extracting shit from the air. Anyway.
I got a predicament. I'll be back, guys.
I'm a little encumbered. Oh, well, never mind. I just got unencumbered with the cat. What was the name of that book again, so I can look it up?
It's called.
Hold on, let me get my thing open here.
All right.
My app for the books. Okay, what was it?
The Tree of Life. The Tree of Life by George Carey, Carey.
Air Force. Wait, where is this fucking shit?
I don't know.
Sorry.
George Seville Carey, is that the same guy?
It says George W. Carey on the front.
Oh, it must not be the same guy. I have a weird app. Sometimes when I look for specific things, it pulls up so many other people's names. Yeah, I can't find it that way. Let me find it this way.
The sun must be coming around. Seems dawn has arrived.
What's up, Dawn? I can't get to chat right now. George W. Carey, there it is. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, he's got a couple others on the salts of on the Zodiac. I think it's called The God Man, or The God Became Flesh, or some kind of allusion to a biblical reference. But the whole book is a astrological breakdown to how. So check this out, right? So when you are created, the Big Bang that creates you, when the masculine and feminine come together, that's the beginning of your existence per se as a human, where your subconscious mind begins to construct and build you within the matrix of your mother, right? So, what was I just saying? What were we talking about? Tree of Life, Matrix. So when most of us think about like the sun sign, like the sign that we were born in, I was born April 28th and a full moon, whatever. That's your sun sign, but I don't know what the reference is to say what your conception sign would be, but that begins your gestation of 9 months in the zodiac. But the zodiac is a 12-month cycle. So then you still have 3 months to finish out, which happen within the 3 months of your birth. So in the 3 months of your becoming an air-breathing mammal, you're still, so to speak, in the womb of the cosmos, because you still have to complete a full cycle of the zodiacal expression within your first year of life, from what I understand. It's just an interesting concept. So then he brings in the fact that all of the signs from Aries to Sagittarius, or whatever the last one is, he talks about how the electromagnetic influence of those signs stimulate the earth to produce the kinds of mineral salts that our bodies need. It's just really bizarre to think about how far away from those kinds of quackery ideas that seem now to be the most commonsensical ones. We were told that all of the whack doctors that would travel around with all their tonics and bullshit, they would make fun of them, right? But now we're back to that. Now it's all homeopathy. So it's no surprise to me.
Well, that whole push of these quacks and their snake oils all derived with the whole damn it, what was the big scientific
pharmaceutical
meetup?
Stuff?
Well, no, there was like that big famous scientific get together, and Rockefeller paid them all off. What? Fuck! Come on, help me, somebody.
Allopathic.
And that's when we started saying that weeds are not medicine and all that shit. Zach, come on, help me. There was a big scientific expedition of biomedicine, and Rockefeller paid all of them to go, fucking don't use the garden herbs you've been using your whole life. And It went to the petroleum ship.
Forget
There's
the
a
name
for
of
that
it, but
big
yeah,
meeting.
him, Carnegie Mellon.
Carnegie.
There was a bunch
Yep,
of them.
yep. That's the same one. Yep, that's the same one. I just can't remember the name of the thing. It was some kind of big tribunal get together to fuck us all over, essentially. So.
Yeah, there's something else that's very strange about that whole situation as well. And well, it's a little abstract, but whole Epstein bullshit that's been going on lately. Oh, the Epstein files. Well, I watched a couple of videos about people that had actually like flown drones over the area on Epstein Island, and what they have found is that there was this sundial on a certain part of the island, and there were 13 different locations around this sundial, and there was something else associated with it as well. The first thing I thought about was the 13 zodiacs and how that's exactly how a sundial would work, with the 13 different cycles rather than the 12 cycles. That's
Can you explain that? What do you mean by that?
So we have
why do you think a sundial should be calibrated for 13 months?
Because the lunar cycle.
Okay, so great. So I'd like to have a conversation about that. So when you say the lunar cycle, how does that equate 13 in your mind? Well, just talk it through. I'm not trying to push you up against the wall. I'm trying to talk through what I've been thinking about with the moon, and then what you think. So that's all I'm asking.
No, yeah, you can push me against the wall. But when it comes to what it is, the cycles of the moon, which is 28 days, and then we have that one little odd cycle per year, which is known as every fourth year. This is why they had switched it to a 12-month cycle, and that's where leap year came into play. But that was also associated with I was mispronounced it, Euphicius, or how the fuck you pronounce it, and that's the 13th zodiac. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, but I've also researched it on my own, and yeah, we should have 13 months per year, where Tuesday of every single month, as an example, will always be on like Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday will always be on the 2nd every single month, no matter what. And
but see, that's, so this is the same encouragement that we would probably give for someone who wants to look into, whether boats go over the horizon. Like, you go out and make these observations yourself. So that would be my encouragement to you, would be to go out and make observations of the moon as much as you can, because that has transformed my way of looking at the moon. And I don't endorse anything that is mainstream about the moon per se, unless it resonates, obviously. But so the thing is about the cycle of the moon is it is not 28 days. It is always 30. The moon's cycle is always 30 complete one, doesn't matter. But in terms of starting on Mondays and Tuesdays, to me, that's arbitrary. That could be flip-flopped. I don't think that that's necessarily a part of the mechanism. But the one thing I will say is that every month begins with the very first waxing crescent that is visible. That's how you start the month's counting. That's day one. So the next time that happens is 30 days later, not 28. The 28 days is the visibility. The last time the moon is visible is on the waning crescent at the very end on the 28th day. But then you have 3 days where the moon is so close to Solaris that you can't see her. She's still there for 3 days, no visibility of the moon. So you have to count those days within the cycle. So the moon cycle is not 28.5 or 28.7, all that's bullshit. It's 30. That's it. So then if you put that within, so then you have to fit 30 daily cycles of the moon within 4 seasons. That's your measurement. Your measurement's not a solar year per se. Your measurement is a seasonal year, or whatever the festival term is. It's like, I can't remember what it is. Anyway, so if you go through spring, summer, autumn, and winter, how many moon cycles fit within that? That's your measurement, as far as I can tell. That would be a year. 4 seasons equals a year. 365 days, that's not what a year is. That's a man-made construct. 365, that's 5 more degrees than a circle. That's impossible, right? Because 360 is a circle. So that's all we're doing. We're circulating the cosmos, right? We're going around the sun, right? How long that's a circular orbit per se. So how do you get 5 more degrees into a circle? It's all philosophical when you get to that point. If I'm making any sense. So we don't measure by the solar year. That doesn't, because the solar year is just, there's no end. There's no end to it. If you follow the sun, it's always daytime, right? It's always day. So you're never going to have night.
I get what you're saying, but 13 months times the 28 days per month is actually 364, not 365.
It doesn't matter. They have to nip and tuck on the end to give you a leap year or this, that, or the other to give you the 365. My point is, Andrew, is for me not to think about 13 months or 13 zodiac signs. First of all, which, like we don't have that. We have 12. It starts with Aries and it ends with Sagittarius. That's it. That's what fits within the festivals of the year: spring, summer, autumn, winter. So if in your measurement, like if from now on, whoever is listening to this and thinks, oh, I'm going to start looking at the moon or whatever, and in 5 years, you can figure out yourself that there is a 13th something or other in there that's not accounted for, and you can do that naturally, by all means, I'm going to be like interested in what you've discovered. But for me, at this point, there is no 13th month thing to fit into this matrix. That's just it's like talking about Neptune. You can't see Neptune with the naked eye, so you're not going to talk about it as a wandering star.
Well, then where did the 13th zodiac even come from?
I don't know, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's part of my point is that, all of this education that we have when we're looking in these researches, we depend upon what other people tell us about what 13 means and how many there are. And, like if it's, what's the other way of looking at the zodiac to where I'm a Taurus, but in the other one, I'm an Aries?
I used to have an app that would interpret the zodiacal signs in multiple different ways, as put together by one L.C. King. But I'm pretty sure he no longer represents any of that.
Can you say that last part again? What was his what? He's no longer doing what?
So I'm pretty sure he no longer represents any of that.
Any of what? So that part I want to just read.
Anything that he had come up with in his app, or even anything flat Earth related at all, I believe.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew, that would be. But see, to me, Andrew, if we were going to collaborate on this, I would say you come back with your research and answer that question, right? Like you tell us what the 13th issue is, because for me, I'm still trying to figure out mathematically, because my brain shuts down after a while when I start drawing all these graphs and trying to figure out how would you mark and graph 10 years on a sheet of paper. You got an 8.5 by 11, turn it landscape, draw your line, year 1 on the left, year 10 on the right. How would you graph that line to divide up seasons, solar, lunar cycles, and show within 10 years the pattern that you can see? Because within 10 years of doing that, I would imagine you would see, oh, there's got to be some kind of 13th thing going on here. But I don't think that would happen. I think we're going to be stuck with
you gave me some homework to do, so I'm going to definitely do that.
All right, cool.
What about the Julian like they used to use the Julian calendar, and then they switched now to the Gregorian. But the Julian was 13 months, and it supposedly worked. Allegedly.
Yeah, I'm sure it ought to work. It's just like a fiscal.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's just like a fiscal year. You just impose your structure over an amount of time. You can make anything fit within a year if you wanted to. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to diss the whole 13th thing, and I'm actually in favor of going back to a lunar calendar, because it would make like if you think about even this month, the full moon happened. What is it right now?
What first
Like
and the
4 or
third?
5 days ago. So the
Very
full moon
quick.
happened happened at the beginning of at the end of January.
February.
No,
Yeah.
it's February now, but the full moon was at the end of January, which the full moon should always be in the middle of the month. It's the 14th day. It's from 14 days in on the moon's phase. It's always full moon. 14 days in. So the moon is where we get the division for weeks, because the moon's cycles are divided into 4 sections of 7 days of visibility. The first day that you see the waxing crescent, that's day 1. By day 7, you have the quarter moon. That's 7 days. That never changes. That's always the same. And then 7 days from the quarter moon is full moon. That never changes. That's 14. It's always the same. So 28 is the visible. You have to understand that part. It's to distinguish what the 28 days of the lunar cycle is. It's visibility. But they don't tell you that in the science. When you look it up and try to see how to break it all down, they completely ignore. I have found charts that remove phases of the moon to make that shit fit in their goddamn calendars. Like just pull up a lunar or a lunar calendar year and go through each month, and you will find that they remove or add or duplicate or whatever to just fit shit into a month. It's crazy.
So I have a question. Do you guys remember back around 2000, I would guess around 2008, 2007, I know it was before my wreck and before me working on a boat and all that kind of stuff, which would have been around 2010 to 2012. So I know it was before that because of the house we were living in when this discussion took place and us trying to find information about it with the limited resources of the internet back at that time. Well, they weren't limited, but they definitely weren't as easy as just asking to Google now or the AI or whatever. The whole thing where they were talking about adding another zodiac sign to it, and it would change the people who were like Scorpio and Sagittarius, because that's what Shell is, and it was like she would have fit into it. I can't remember the name of it, open something, but it, you know what, I have a fucking AI, hang on. 13th zodiac sign. Okay, here we go. The 13th sign is called, oh Lord, it's Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus, I guess. I don't know. The serpent bearer constellation. Come on and get the fuck out of here. Lying along the ecliptic between Scorpio and Sagittarius. The sun passes through from November 29th, December 17th. The idea gained. Now, this is the part that really. Wait, what? No, indeed. This thing is saying it was in 2016. It was definitely way earlier than that. I know it was because I was definitely not looking at what we're looking at now with the Earth and the Moon and any of that back at the time I saw this, because I would have went to that immediately. This was definitely a little earlier than that. So that's wrong. But apparently it was from a NASA blog post for kids explaining astronomical facts about constellations, noting the Earth passes through 13, not 12. And apparently it's saying here it resurfaced in 2020. No, it didn't. This is all old shit. Fuck this AI. It's lying to me. Never mind. But anyway, do y'all remember that when they were trying to add the extra zodiac? No?
When you say they, do you mean like the United States
Like it was
American?
going to actually be changed to be officially, this is the new zodiac. That was what they were saying. And she was pissed off because she wanted to be a Sagittarius, not a fucking serpent, whatever the fuck it is. That's why I remember it so vividly, is it upsetting her being a Sagittarius. So
yeah, I'm not really sure.
And it's been that's been like years. That's probably years before any of us were looking at any. That's what I'm saying. This is before any of us were looking at what we're looking at now, because I would have definitely jumped all over that shit. But yeah, this was way back then, 2018.
Wouldn't it throw all
Stop
the
chewing my
signs off?
cords. I guess.
You know what I mean?
I didn't. What did you say?
I said, wouldn't it throw all the signs off if we added a 13?
Well, it definitely was going to mess her up. 'Cause she would have been mad
and
Sagittarius. But I think the rest would have been fine.
No, I don't think so.
They were just going to fit it in.
Yeah, I
They
think
were just going to wedge that between, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it that
period.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it that way, if you divide a line into 12, and then you divide the last line again, you're not adding anything, right? So it's not going to change anything throughout your year of, and again, my measurement of a year is the sidereal year. It's not the solar year. Because we have a beginning and an end of the seasons. The seasons begin spring equinox, right? And then you don't have that again until the next spring equinox. That's a year. So that's what we should measure. We should measure when we have equal day and equal night. Okay, don't rely on media to say this today, March 21st. It could be the 22nd. It could be the 20th, whatever. That could be equinox. So then you find that day, and then you measure each day after that, and then you find when equinox happens again, and then count how many days that is. I would venture to say, you've squared the circle per se, so you've gone around 360. It's possible that could be the measurement of how many days are within, but then if you do 360, that would have to include 30 days of the lunar cycle. So what's 30 into 360 is 12.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Sidereal is a little different, though.
What do you mean?
It's 20. Well, it's 20. Hold on, I type it in. This is one of my trivia questions I had. 23 hours, 56 minutes is what. So it's basically 24 hours.
Yeah, but my argument against that is that nature doesn't do a decimal system. That again, in my opinion, is a man-made construct that I think is damaging to think about the world in a more natural, simplistic way. The nature doesn't need to make up days, is what I'm saying. It doesn't have leap years. It doesn't have bullshit like that. It operates perfectly. It doesn't make up anything. It doesn't lose anything. Doesn't make up anything. Nothing.
Well, that's why the lunar calendar could change every year, because nature changes. If the winter wheat wasn't ready to harvest at the end of the 13th month, then you had a 14th month that year. It just happened that way.
Yeah, but see, that's where I want it, right. And I've heard about what you're saying, but I've never measured it myself. I want to see what that would look like, right? Because within my understanding of it, it would... Go ahead.
When Just Jack, he does the celebrations according to Torah, right? He follows the lunar calendar.
Okay.
Checks for the first of the new moon and all, or the new moon coming and all that kind of stuff, the first crescent.
Right.
Well, one year the winter wheat wasn't ready, and everybody that was like in his circle of following Torah said, "Oh, well, we're going to have it this month anyway, because we all planned for it to be this month." But he's like, "But the wheat's not ready, so we're not supposed to do it yet." So they all had their celebrations a month apart. Well, when they went out to have their celebrations, there was a bunch of bugs and it was all nasty and the weather wasn't right. And when Jack did his, it was like the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you follow nature, nature will take care of you if you just listen to it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so in regards to the same thing, if we have a consistent calendar, why do we have leap year?
What do you mean? Okay, but when you say if we have a consistent calendar, what do you mean by that?
A cycle.
Because we have imposed a man-made construct onto nature, and the man-made construct is missing elements that it has to make up. So if you just think about it that way, I think if you just think about the calendar being a man-made construct and containing errors, that's why there's a leap year. Nature doesn't have a leap year, dude.
Well, I would agree with you.
Yeah, but that's the answer. It's a man-made construct that contains errors. That's why we have leap year.
Well, I think that there's something else to it, because we have these ancient structures that on exact days of the year, you can look through these peephole things.
Right.
And you can see these different stars, if you want to call them that, these lights in the sky, and it's consistent time and time again.
Well, yeah,
Am I
but
wrong?
that doesn't
No.
mean it lines up on the
with the
state
man-made
calendar
structure.
we have, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Just because you
Yeah,
go
I
there
would-
on the same quote unquote time of the year, it don't mean it's on the exact same day. That means it's at the time that solar lineup takes place, whatever day that happens to be.
Right.
To me, anyway, that's what I've learned about it over the years. Even that thing they had on the Georgia Guidestones, it was only a certain day. It didn't necessarily fall on the same calendar day of the year. It was just lined up with the sun
Did they ever
at
catch that guy?
same time. I don't know. I kind of lost the thread on that whole thing.
Some motherfucker just blew it up.
So reading,
I thought I went
some-
back
I've
and
been
tried to
reading-
find something. I thought I couldn't. I think I remember not being able to find out any sort of
Nothing.
reconciliation
Yeah,
as to
I
what
think you're-
happened to
you're
the
right.
people that were driving
Yeah.
off that night.
I think you're right. There was never really
Yeah, I
any
know.
fallout or anything.
No.
Well,
No, it
this
just
is
blew
all
up and
kind of
hey,
tweaking
that's
some
it.
shit to me because I'm reading the book right now by Alan Watts, and in it, he's really getting into this whole taboo against us knowing what we really are and who we really are, and how everything in our fucking like reality is all based off of what we were taught before us by our parents, by their parents, by the parents, and it's all based on language construction and errors that are inherent in us trying to use verbalization and words to describe concepts like ether and the fact that we're all different pieces of the same thing, the great one, the great it, the great whatever, all trying to hide itself from itself to play this game we call life, and how nothing can exist within this framework, within this reality, separate from anything else. You can't measure things scientifically without taking into account the natural aspects of the whole world interacting on it. And then he goes into all these really deep, intricate examples. If you haven't read the book by Alan Watts, I highly recommend it.
What
But it
is it
definitely
called?
goes into the book.
Oh, the
That's
book
simply what it's called. The book, yeah. And it's Alan Watts, and it's one of his best ones, I think. I've read a few over the years, but I just got this at a garage sale not long
I
ago.
didn't,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't know he was an author. I thought he was just more of a lecturer.
Oh no, he's got a few books out there. I picked them up. Again, most of them I picked up over the last 5 years or so at garage sales. They just kind of find their way to me when I need them. But this was really intriguing in the whole, like, because I've really been on this whole thing of like this reality and why are things, so disjointed and so black and white and up and down and good and bad and the dichotomy of it all. Yes, you're right, Daz, he does. And he's saying Alan Watts rules there in chat. But anyway, yeah, the whole idea of us being separate and us being separate from the things we're looking into, me being separate from that cat, us being separate from each other, is the biggest illusion that we all suffer under in the first place. Me moving my hand here does something to you over there, Travis. It's that whole butterfly effect type thing. But again, we're
Spooky action at a distance.
Well, I think that's actually not it. I think it's more I think the spooky action at a distance is their bullshit scientific way of trying to explain the fact that my hand moves here and you go there and all that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely just that whole idea of us trying to play this game with ourselves of not being all part of one so that we can have this experience called life and be here to do what we're here to do. But it just the idea of like this, them fucking with the days and the time and the calendar. And it's all they, whoever the fuck they are, really trying to keep us from having the realization that It's all connected. It's so connected. It's beyond connected. Hey, baby. Lord, the
Reptilian.
cats are here. I didn't say
And
that.
damn
Who
it,
did?
Walt,
What? You are.
I just
What?
got a weather report saying that there's a hurricane coming in from the mountain
No
area
fucking way.
towards California.
You're fucking kidding
Damn
me.
it. You just-
Here comes the story of the hurricane.
Yeah, Walter was waving his hand with the kitties around, and all of a sudden it came over here.
Dude, trust me. If y'all have a hurricane, you better run your ass out of there. Y'all aren't built for that. Y'all are built for shaking buildings and funny weather, not for
Learn to
hurricanes.
swim. Learn to swim.
Definitely call Maynard and learn to swim.
So what about that spooky action at a distance kind of a stuff in terms of the metaphysics of how our thoughts, right? So there's an aspect in manifestation that is simply empirical and nothing fancy about it, right? If I wanted to become a chef, I wouldn't do it simply by thinking about it, right? That wouldn't make it. I'd have to go out, practice, cook, buy equipment, all that shit. Like I have to make that happen. That's how you manifest something with your own hands. But there is an aspect in which our thoughts do metaphysically attract things to us. Whether or not it's thinking about your friend and he calls you, or whether or not it's, I'm in desperate need of something right now, and the universe just sends you something that you need at that moment. Like, how did that happen? Like, you didn't do that with your hands. You thought about it and it happened. Or whether or not it's the placebo effect, whether or not it's something within us, our biological physiology, whether or not we can take a placebo, think that it's going to make us better, and then all of a sudden we have no more cancer, right? We did that with our mind. And we can then, if you say, oh, I'm really going through something, can you pray for me? And then I send you my energy. Like, I don't know how that works. I didn't do that. Like, I thought about it, but I'm not the carrier. Like, that part tweaks my brain, trying to think about the carrier aspect. Like, how does the electromagnetic structure of awareness carry that butterfly effect of Care Bear love? Like, if we're going to all just join our hearts together and zap somebody with our love. That kind of stuff tweaks my brain.
Yeah, that stuff is really weird because I actually had that happen to me. And I don't want to tell the story again unless you guys want to hear it, but I've heard plenty of testimonials about that. And then it actually happened to me. And I don't know how to explain
What happened
it.
to you?
Yeah, I don't know it. So go ahead. What happened to you?
Did you get love?
I was house sitting for my parents at the time, and my ex-fiance, who ended up moving with her over in Virginia. Anyways, what happened was I was sitting back just playing a computer game, and I was expecting a phone call from my parents at the time. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to call you on the house phone, blah, 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 whatever. And all of a sudden, 4 years after I lost contact with Amy, who was my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I wonder how Amy's doing. I haven't talked to her in a long time. And I was like, at that time, oh, wow, I have no idea how to contact her. Then all of a sudden, I got a phone call. And, the landline cordless telephone that I had sitting right there on the computer desk. I was like, I wonder if that's Amy. And it was fucking Amy. And I never even gave her the phone number of the house. She didn't even know I was there. It was some sort of a weird TSP kind of thing. Or was it ESP?
Oh.
And I even told her about that. And she told me the same thing. She's like, yeah, I just had this intuition to try and call you. Like, how did you get the fucking phone number, though? You didn't even know I was there. So, yeah, it's very strange how that works. And I will take that to my grave. It happened. And now we don't
I think that's what they call flow state.
Could be. I don't know much about
I think that's what would, well, imagine football players or high level professional athletes that when what comes to mind is, because I'm from St. Louis, is the St. Louis Rams back when they were the greatest show on turf. It's like every time they had an offensive push, it was like watching an EA Sports highlight reel. Like it was, every throw was fucking perfect. Every catch was perfect. Every catch was catching yards. And then they'd just move the ball down the field. They were like unfucking stoppable. And they were just in that state where everything that you want to do, you do, and you execute it perfectly. You're just like in the fucking zone. And I think the zone is what we're talking about when you think, maybe I need to talk to Amy. And Amy says, maybe I need to talk to Andrew, because you are in the fucking zone. Whatever the zone is, where everything runs exactly as it should.
Before.
Do what?
I've been that way in basketball. Just a couple times. Like every shot I shot, it didn't matter how I shot it. It could be a crazy like trick shot. Everything goes in. Just everything. And you know it. As soon as it leaves your fingertips, you're like, wow, that's going in. That felt real good.
So what's funny about Josh's little expose on the Rams is that I was reading something last weekish or so and journaling and whatever, and I had this idea. I was like, man, this is really interesting. What if we watched a movie? I'm trying to get back into the thought of where I was, into the flow, so to speak, where you have two football teams, and one football team, right? That is that they are self-controlled, they are stoic, they're soldiers, they're warriors, they're out there to do their job, right? They don't, anyway, but you have the one team, and then you have the other team, and then you show their different mentalities. And the way that I was trying to imagine it, it sounded a bit the way that Josh was describing, that flow, because of their mental stability, so to speak, right? Like yesterday I was shooting pool, and my experience in billiards in the past 4 months has been almost a spiritual one, in the same way that when I was going to the driving range, I was trying to marry up a bit of meditation and just physical discipline. But I have been transforming myself playing billiards by wrestling through being frustrated with myself for missing shots that are easy to make, right? Because I've made some pretty insane trick shots that are just, I wanted to make it, I happened to make it, and it was a great shot. And then I've got a shot that's lined up straight on, and I fucking miss. I'm like, what the fuck? So when I first started playing billiards back in like November on a regular basis, I was like, I do not like this person who gets frustrated. I want to enjoy just shooting pool. I'm a great pool player. I enjoy it. I don't want to feel this way. So I'm thinking, how am I going to change? How am I going to stop feeling this way? So it's been a practice of going in there and thinking, okay, I'm getting stirred up. Okay, now like, what am I going to do right now? Because I don't want to lose my shit while I'm playing pool. You know what I mean? It's just been a really interesting mixture of the way we live our lives and the way we discipline ourselves in how we think and how we behave. And that's a long way off of where I was thinking about with that Rams analogy. But anyway, it was just an interesting way to think about it. It's almost like thinking about a family who raises their child to be self-aware. Like, what would two self-aware, healthy adults, how would their child turn out? If they teach their child to be a thoughtful child, an intentional child, like don't do something unless you've thought through what you're going to do and make sure you want to do it. Is that what you want to do? Okay. And then you help that child learn through those mistakes, right? Because that's what life is. We construct our life, we make decisions, we say things, we have to maybe take back what we said because we said it out of impetuosity or frustration, right? I mean, how many times have you come across somebody that you have a personal relationship with? Like, say, for instance, for Zach. Like, Zach's too nice for rice, right? But what if one day Zach just snapped on somebody? He's like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Right? Because we're human. Like, we can't maintain, or can we, that kind of high level living where we never lose our shit. We never get hangry. We never, like, whatever. Like, I think that's possible. That you could discipline yourself so much so that you are unshaken by anything that happens to you, that you just take it like a Zen goddamn Jedi.
Yeah, Carlos Castaneda talks about walking the path of the warrior with full intent. And that's very much what that always, when I do that, that brings that into me. That brings those dreams that come true. That brings that flow of like, I hadn't talked to who? Oh, the phone rings and it's them, just like you're talking about. And when they get us all distracted and wrapped up in bills and money and economy and bullshit on TV and who's reacting to bullshit on TV and all that, that's when we forget that we can just get in that state and get in that intentful creation mode. Yeah. One of the things that I've been journaling about for myself, challenging myself, is to think of my mind in the same way as any other, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Practice, right? So like if I wanted, like Zach was saying, play basketball, if I wanted to visualize myself just making 3-pointers, just sinking them, like that takes a lot of work for me. I can't.
I used to sit and visualize myself making free throws. No ball in my hand. I'd stand out there in the road, looking at the rim, and I just sit there and pretend like I'm shooting free throws. Michael Jordan did that.
Yeah, that's different. I that's an interesting point of like my going to the driving range, standing on the driving range, and then just visualizing myself. But I'm talking about just sitting on my couch, visualizing myself within my mind. I don't see images like that in my mind. When I have to tell myself I'm making 3-point shots, I'm making like I can't see it. I can't make that movie happen in my head. I have to dictate what's happening in that instance. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. And the way I can actually prove that is when I was going through my bowling practice. I went through a lot of bowling professional training type of courses, and that's what my coach actually told me. He said, you have to visualize yourself doing it before you do it, like playing chess. You have to visualize it. And I think that's something that a lot of people neglect. You have to visualize it.
Well, but that's where everything begins, though. Everything begins in the mind. So even my speaking right now is happening so fast that I don't realize that I'm thinking about what I'm going to say before I say it, and then I'm saying it right now, but it's all happening so fast that I think that I'm just seamlessly creating these words as they flow off my lips. Right? So everything that we do begins as a visualization. But I'm saying for me, and I don't know about you, Andrew, like how did you, when your coach said you have to visualize, can you close your eyes and see yourself standing on a lane, making sure that you're this, that, and get your, like, does that work? Yes. Does that work for you?
I can. Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
I do with skateboarding all the time.
That's so wild. Yeah, that's the struggle. To me, describing that is like trying to hold back a torrential flood on your own. Like it's almost like trying to lift 1,000 pounds with my pinky. I cannot visualize, no matter how hard I try.
It takes practice.
I know. I've been practicing for the past 4 months as much as I can stand to sit here and think, okay, like, visualize this. And then if I sit there for 10 minutes and I can't visualize anything, to me, I'm thinking that's what I was saying. So then if you think about training your mind in the same way that you think about training yourself as a bowler, like you have to get out and bowl and bowl and bowl and bowl and bowl and bowl and bowl. You have to eventually get out and do the physical aspect, right? But but that's the way you train your mind, because you can't take your mind out and put it on a weight bench and make it bench press 350 pounds. But you have to lift heavy concepts with your mind, like for myself, trying to meditate or trying to visualize. It's almost like trying to visualize is trying to lift 500 pounds, and I'm not that strong yet. I have to figure out what strength I'm at to then visualize that, and then work on that.
Wait, do you have an inner voice, Travis?
I do not.
You have to talk. Oh, all right. So you have to kind of talk out loud.
Gentlemen, it's pretty much close to the end of the stream.
Yeah, we got about three minutes.
Hey, damn, thank you, Andrew. But it sounds to me like perhaps, Travis, with some of your self stuff you've been really working deep on, that you may have been able to quiet the archons. And that's awesome, my friend.
Yeah, I've heard something happened with that, and I don't remember where I was reading it, where I think the energy, if we focus, certain things, we can perhaps keep those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, because
it's a lot of that internal work that right, Al. Why, dude? I'm literally wearing lapis right now on my wrist for that very reason.
Too.
Absolutely,
I wear it every day now. Yeah.
Yep.
It's supposed to keep the archons away.
I have 2 lapis lazuli stones that I use as meditative stones.
That's it. That's what's going on. Then that's definitely what's going on, guys.
Really? That's interesting, bro. Yeah, because I've been using those for a couple of years now.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Yeah. Try adding some iron to your sleeping area, like under your bed, an iron nail or an iron, like even hematite, anything iron-based, dude, that it changes the nighttime fighting so much. All right, we're going to talk till it's over. I'll shut up. You guys, thank y'all for hanging out and making this a great conversation. Love you all. Thank you all. And thank you, chat, for hanging out and having a great conversation with us as well. Love you guys.
Sorry. Yeah, love you guys too. I was just, lost in the sauce. But it's always a great time. And it's a Friday, shit.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys have a great weekend. Do the best you can, in the very least. And make sure you come back here on Monday for more of the Ironworks. Because, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Not that I think they're going to rise again, but, God bless all the Native American tribes. All of them. Not just the creek. Which that's child. I thought they meant like the little stream of water. Like God willing, and the water doesn't rise to a point where I can't get anywhere. God willing, and the creek don't rise. That's what I always thought it meant. But nope. It's all about rebellious engines is what they say. Sorry. All right, we're going to get the fuck up out of here. We love you guys. We will see you back here next week. Until then, be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. Remember, we love ya. Bye-bye.
Happy Friday, my friend.